Well, howdy ho, good neighbor. Today, we're flying high over People's Park in Berkeley. That's right. People's Park has been in the news because they're trying to tear out all the trees and make affordable housing at this park. And, well, they ran into a buzzsaw, as they say. All the homeless people had moved out. One morning the sheriff department showed up and put a fence around it with all the construction crews, and the people revolted. That's right, they tore down the fence and they moved back in. So what you are seeing here is a small holdout of homeless people taking care of business. As I let the cat out of the bag, I'm telling you that this place was a mess and still is in some respects. But the people have taken over the park and they're not leaving. So we got a little standoff, as they say. The people have totally moved back in and they're not leaving. They caught a couple of the wood piles on fire, and that made the news. The news said that the fire could have spread to surrounding houses. And as you can see, there's not a lot of room for fire trucks here to navigate these streets. So if a fire gets out of hand, it could get really bad here. So we don't know what to do with this park, but let them be or let them stay. But you can see all that construction equipment. Well, the homeless people totally destroyed all the wiring out of the construction and poured sand and all kinds of stuff down the gas tanks. So they caused tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage. And now that construction equipment just sits there and it's not moving anywhere. So if you are the contractor on this job, I hope you got good insurance. You can see somebody's still messing with the construction equipment right there. So if they can't even move it off the premises because they've totally disabled it. But when you're flying a drone in a circular direction, you got to be careful of what you're doing because you could crash it, and I almost did. I'll let you know when I get to that point where you get so focused on what you're seeing on a small telephone screen and you can't really see your surroundings, but you can see that there's probably about 30 or 40 people that still live at this park. And as I give you the alarm goes off, as I give you a little gander of what's going on here, you can see that it is a beautiful spot. That is Cal Berkeley, the University of Cal Berkeley in the background, and yeah, they're building over there, but affordable housing needs to be built here because rents are out of control in the Bay Area. There's just no way that you can live on a normal wage and afford rent here. So you can't really blame all the homeless people for being drug addicts and alcoholics. A lot of people are homeless and they still go to work every day. But a lot of them are drug addicts and alcoholics. I was there today and I saw more than a few people smoking that glass pipe. So it's not just marijuana they're smoking other drugs and there's a lot of alcohol. So, and there's a lot of good people, so they're not all just addicts, but a lot of them are. Unfortunately, the ones who've stayed here, well, they're not going anywhere, and they've made that clear. And as I take this turn right here, this is about right where I crashed my drone. I was focused in, and when you're turning to the left right now, you don't see where you're going. And I thought I was plenty high from the tree, and all of a sudden, I see a big tree come into my view. And boy, did I get scared. Right there. Ah! Look how close I was. Wow. That could have been a $1,000 drone caught in a tree. I've been wanting a new drone, but I don't want to lose this one, that's for sure. But anyway, tragedy averted, as they say. But there's that construction equipment that does not move. So the people, they did it good. There's that tree I almost ran into. My goodness. I had to take a peek at that. That thing could have swallowed me whole, but I got up a little higher and did a 360 to make sure I'm above all the trees. So if you fly a drone, just make sure you're way high. But you want to get the good pictures, so you got to be down low enough that you can see where you're going and see some good action on the ground. So there's a fine medium of being too high and being too low. As you just saw, I was a bit too low. But there's all the old dead trees all tore up, and it looks like they've made benches and tables and even some boundaries out of the dead trees. They even got a nice little fence protecting the big pine, so I don't know if that big pine is going to stay there, but that's what we got here today. You can see they got a little kitchen and living area there, so that's nice. And that flag is their mark. That means they're not going anywhere. The People's Park of Berkeley, California. And it was a nice day today, a little windy, so thank goodness it wasn't too windy or my drone would have been in that tree. But look at all that sawdust and all the trees they've already torn down. And it's just, what a day to be in Berkeley. And there are some people over there working. You can see some guy digging with a hoe or something. But you don't want to upset these people, so I didn't stick around too long. I was off on one of those side streets, and you really don't want to give your location because these people don't want to be filmed. They want to be left alone, and I understand that, but when you're in the news almost every day for the last couple weeks, well, I had to get over here and document this before it turns into affordable housing, because you cannot just stop a construction site with a few holdouts of homeless people. And I say that with all the respect in the world, people. Because what would you do if you had no home and no job? Well, you would be right here with the rest of them. So you can't really blame the people for taking over People's Park. But the neighbors, well, their cars are getting broken into, their houses are getting broken into, and, well, these people got to go to the bathroom, and they dump their waste down the sewers. I've seen it with my own eyes. But you got to have compassion. But how do you build affordable housing while kicking out the people that can't afford a house. It's a tricky dilemma that Berkeley is in. I don't know who will ever win this battle, but somebody's got to lose. Somebody's got to win. As in life, there's always winners and losers. But there's the little town of Berkeley in the Berkeley Hills, and like I said, you do not want a fire here. Look at that old majestic building. It is a beauty. And this is the street I parked on, and as I make my way back, you can see it's a nice hazy day in the bay. We've had a nice marine layer. The fog layer comes in and keeps us nice and cool. There's the city of San Francisco, and as you see the screen darken up, well, there's not a lot I can do when you're filming in the middle of the day. It's just not easy to get that perfect shot because you don't want to get out here too early where you're vulnerable of getting robbed, and you want to be pretty much in the middle of the day where there's all kinds of people around. But here we go. We're just going to finish this little video right here with I call this a pullback. And when we pull back, we go up and we go back. So that's what I did here. There it is, the full remnants of People's Park. And I don't know why they don't clean up after themselves. Some people have clean camps and some people have dirty camps, just like in real life. Some people's homes are bad and some people's homes are good. Well, that's pretty much People's Park. One square block of trash, drugs, alcohol, and some good people too. Just like in your neighborhood, everybody has something. And these people, well, they don't have much. But they do have something, and that's that plot of land right now. And they're not leaving. Well, as always, there's the beautiful Berkeley Tower, Cal Berkeley Tower. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these People Park adventures. That's right, there's the whole park for you. And that someday will be gone and be a big community of affordable housing. Hopefully. Alright, well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these little adventures here in Berkeley, California. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. I'm just going to end this video with a nice, quiet mood because these people deserve it. Goodbye, everybody.